Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Today it's time to get a little fun, a little silly, and very theoretical. The Spider-Man Far From Home trailer has dropped, and it very prominently featured Mysterio, or Mr. Beck. The trailer claims he's there for good, but not many people believe that. His comic reputation precedes him, as does Marvel's reputation for sneakily editing their trailers. Thankfully, they can claim spoiler immunity, otherwise in some cases it would just be straight up misleading. Well, we've got fan theories for days, so let's take a look at some of them. I'm Sasha, and these are the top 10 scary Mysterio fan theories. Your mileage will 100% vary on how scary you find these. Number 10. Quentin Beck has no powers, it's all special effects/illusion. While the trailer very prominently features Mysterio facing off against some elementals, some are wondering if they are even there at all. So this is coming from Mysterio's origin, that being that in the comic canon at the start, he was a prop master, who orchestrated his crimes using illusions facilitated by his prop master skills. He also used the power of hypnotic suggestion. Now some fans believe he is still using some form of illusion here, perhaps technology based. Something a bit more intense than just props, but that he is tricking the MCU into believing there is a threat there when there is not, for his own mysterious purposes. Number 9. Mysterio is Dr. Doom. There are a decent amount of theories that Quentin Beck is not who he says he is. I mean, all we really have to go on is his word, or so it seems with the current amount of info out there. Perhaps he's someone completely different. There are a few theories, not just this Doom one. So why Dr. Doom? Well, some feel the costume has some Doomish elements, and that the illusion he is casting is on his face, hiding Doom's scars, and that the elementals, or the villains, are actually the Fantastic Four, whom he is hiding using illusions, with Hydro as Mr. Fantastic, Molten Man as the Human Torch, and the Sandman as the Thing. This theory doesn't currently explain where the Invisible Woman is though, hopefully off with Namor, living her best life. However, many fans feel this one is a bit of a reach. Why would Doom cross the threshold? And on a practical standpoint, Marvel just acquired the rights to Doom, so they probably have a different introduction planned. Number 8. Mysterio is a villain in his universe, using the MCU as a fresh start. What a mouthful, that's not all gonna fit down there. So this one follows along the lines that most of what Mysterio says is true, just not exactly about his history. Depending upon where we are in continuity, Mysterio isn't the most credible villain, and as time has gone on, he isn't always taken as seriously as he once was. This theory postulates that tired of his reputation in his own universe, Mysterio has crossed over into the MCU hoping to build a new one, particularly in a world with such a young new Spider-Man, who has yet to achieve full wall-crawling menace status. Fans subscribing to this theory believe the fallout between him and Spidey will be personal, with Peter feeling betrayed after being lied to by someone he may have been using as a rebound mentor figure after Tony. Number 7. Mysterio is a mystic. Okay, so this theory believes that Mysterio is actually magical, a mystic, or even his universe's sorcerer supreme, and that he is branching out into an alternate reality to take care of a threat spilling over from his own. This theory would allow for the potential that Mysterio is a hero, but also could introduce a bigger mystical threat, and potentially tie in to Doctor Strange. Side note, with this theory he could still be Doom. People tend to forget that Doom has mystical abilities. In fact, Doom was runner-up for Sorcerer Supreme in the competition set up by the Vishanti. A magical Mysterio would be an interesting angle. Number 6. Mysterio is controlling the villains. In keeping with the idea that Mysterio is trying to manufacture the image of himself as a hero for one reason or another, comes the idea that Mysterio has somehow gained control over the villains, depicted in the Spidey trailer, and is staging the incident scene to build his own credibility for nefarious purposes. Perhaps the MCU is some special element or item that the other universes all need or want. It would be par for the course. The main verse is always the verse with the best stuff. Now let's flip that for number 5. Mysterio is being controlled by the villains. So how did we get here? Okay, we have to go all the way back to 2012 and the Avengers. While Loki was billed as the big bad for that film, there was a select group of fans, largely made up of fangirls, who believed that Loki had been coerced into doing what he did. Admittedly, it was not a far leap at all, as Loki is even tortured by the Chitauri in that film. However, many didn't want to believe this, as they felt it made the character less villainous. While years later, this fan theory was confirmed, so now no villain's motivation is safe. Number 4. Mysterio is here to eliminate Spider-Man and form the Sinister Six. Now, post-snap rumors have been flying that Miles Morales is about to enter the MCU, and some wonder if he will enter it as dramatically as Miles did in the Ultimate Verse, that being because Peter died, quite brutally. Some feel Mysterio is part of an advanced force of villains from Spidey's League in another universe, and is either here to establish a new Sinister Six, being one of the original founding members, or perhaps to bring his through with him to torment Spidey. The idea is that the whole reason he's getting close to Peter is so he can take him out when he least expects it. That would be hard though. I mean, Peter has his Spidey sense, but Mysterio has illusions. Maybe. Number 3, he isn't from an alternate Earth at all. So it's not exactly clear how much everyone knows about the snap and what happened. So some postulate and they theorize that Mysterio is actually from the MCU Earth and is using the snap and the resulting rift as a way to build a backstory for himself that makes him seem more legitimate. These theorists believe that he's just some guy who managed to get his hands on a sick costume and some key info, and that this film will be his villainous origin story. Compelling stuff. Once you open up the door on the multiverse, you can't close it. Number 2, he is Peter Parker / Harry Osborn. This theory plays with the idea that we've seen in many multiverse stories, that they're not all in the same place and time depending upon the rift. So Mysterio could conceivably be an older version of either of these characters. Some believe it's Peter himself, whose life has taken him down a turn where he had to take on the role of Mysterio, or that he's pretending to be Mysterio so he can affect some key change in Peter's life in the MCU timeline. Others think it may be Harry Osborn. While traditionally Harry takes on his father's mantle of the Green Goblin, as we have yet to see hide nor hair of Harry in the MCU, so who knows what's gone on in other universes. Is he Harry? And if so, is he there to help or hurt? The MCU also has a history with character fake-outs. Who could forget the fake Mandarin and the disappointing real Mandarin?
I am the Mandarin!
I'm still not over it. Number 1, Mysterio tore the rip in reality, not the snap. So in the trailer, Nick Fury states that Thanos' snap created a rift. However, many fans are questioning this because there were multiple snaps, and not all by Thanos, plus all of Cap's time travel shenanigans, which the Russos actually have a different idea about than Endgame's writers, by the way. So there's actually many potential catalysts, and some fans who are up on their comic lore believe it could be Mysterio. Putting forward the theory, what if the rift didn't come from the events of the MCU verse at all, but instead from Mysterio's? In the Ultimate Universe, Mysterio went up against Miles Morales. This Mysterio was an android, and in the process of this battle, things got so intense that a hole was torn in the fabric of reality. So some wonder, what if some version of that happened here? That could both bring in Miles and Mysterio at the same time. Perhaps Mysterio is the cause of their multiverse woes, not Thanos. What do you think? Credible or a reach? Watchy's just a great guy, and Peter and him go out weekly for ice cream hangouts. He replaces Tony as his father figure. I'd watch it. So those were 10 Mysterio fan theories. Scary, allegedly. What are some of yours? Please share. I love reading fan theories. They're so much nicer than some of the other comments. As always, thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more nerdy lists, and we will of course see you again soon. Bye bye.